So today we'll be discussing the Battle of Agincourt. The Battle of Agincourt takes place in 1415, October 25th. We have King Henry IV, his opponent, none other than Charles d'Albert of the French. Now, here's the numbers that I was given. Now, these numbers may astound you on how many there actually was, because I was didn't make sense to me. It's very 25,000 French versus 5,700 Englishmen. Now, statistically speaking, statistics, not actual tactics, but statistically, the French should have won. Mistakes, a lot of mistakes were made in this battle. So the French army and the English army have different ways of fighting. The French are nervous about revolution. Always have. I don't know why. That's just in them to revolt and uprise. So peasants weren't allowed to be on horses, which is a major factor, especially in this time period, because the horse will win or lose a boat war for you. So all the people who are allowed to fight are the nobility, mounted armor. Those people then have men at arms for them. So it'd be one noble with 10 men at arms, right? However, professional guys he had to help run his little fiefdom or whatever he had going for him. That's the French way of fighting. The peasants don't fight for them. The peasants work the land, might help put their armor on. They do bitch work. But the majority of the fighting force in this is nobility and men at arms. The English have the longbow, and they do pull from the peasant class to fight. That's who does a lot of their fighting for the English. Now, the English, to this point in the 100-Year War, under King Henry IV, were victorious at two previous battles. Were able to just crush the enemy, crush the French. Siege the village, took 5 weeks to take it. They got it. And they're marching on. Now, the French army had 25,000 dudes. Here's the exact numbers. The English had men at arms 750, archers 4,950 guys had archers. Total 57 soldiers, 5,700. That's not a lot. The French men at arms mounted 7,000. Men at arms dismounted 15,000. When I say mounted, that means horseback. They're on horses. And they have 7,000 of them on horseback. Crossbowmen, 3,000. And some small cannons. Primitive. But the French are very well armed. So the French strategy was, we know that the English are starving. They have diseases. We'll wait them out. Sounds nice. Not too bad. It's a good plan. Starve your enemy out. They're already starving. Can't last. There's only 5,700 of them. And eventually, King Henry IV knows this, so he pushes for a pitched battle. Now, when they get to the battlefield, King Henry IV has his archers make stakes to put into the ground so that when the cavalry charges, they get impaled. and they can rip the stakes out and maneuver them. They move and however they want. The French fight in three lines. They fight in three lines. First wave, second wave, third wave. And they have a couple flanking elements on the side. King Henry takes his armies. There's two forests on the side and a little bottleneck. That's where he sets his armies in that bottleneck. Archers on the side, mounted or dismounted foot soldiers in the center, stakes everywhere, and then some in the forest for flanking elements. And the battle starts. But they were standing at, it was a standoff of several hours because the French knew we can outweigh them. Maybe we don't have to make the first move. King Henry forces his soldiers to march. But he does it at such a slow pace that it doesn't mess up his formations. And they move slowly until everyone's still in formation, and then they move, formation, stakes, everything. Then they get in longbow range of the French, and the French now have to act. Ground is wet. And when they charge at the Battle of Agincourt, comes very deep when you have horses, thousands of horses, turning up all the soil. It comes very deep, hard to maneuver, especially in armor in the medieval ages. Horses are impaled everywhere on the stakes. They can't get too close. Archers are picking them off. Thousands of horses charging. Very difficult battle. The French nobility, of course, all wanting to seek favor from the king, have their own little ways that they try to win favor by doing certain things on the battlefield that might go against the whole battle plan. Some retreat and they come back. Others are fighting and are killed and taken prisoner. It becomes, when you have a 25,000 man army, the communication has to be key because things can become very chaotic, especially in war. That's exactly what happens. The chain of command breaks down, and so does the communication. Things become very havoc. Now, tumultuous. The campaign has been a success for the English so far. The French sack the baggage train from behind. The English are looking like they're going to be encircled. The third line the first and second wave are finished for the French, but they still have a third line. They still have thousands of men, and now they're behind in the baggage train. It's a problem. The French try some more maneuvers. They become unsuccessful, and the English win this battle, and essentially they win the war after this, because King Henry IV goes down in history. Now, there's a reason why I'm referring to him as King Henry IV and the French as the French, and not. I don't even know the dude's name for the French leader is Charles d'Albert. There's a reason why I'm saying King Henry IV's name and not the English army and Charles d'Albert, because the English won. And when you win, you get to determine the results. Everyone loves a winner. No one remembers second place. If you off the top of your head can tell me who took second at the 2016 Olympic gold 100-meter sprint, everyone's going to tell you, I never won it. Fastest man in the world goes by Usain Bolt. Who took second that year? No one knows. A lot of you can go and ask people this on the stream. There's Justin Gatlin, but took a second, he lost. Doesn't go down in the history books. As he goes down, but he doesn't go down as notorious. This is the same case. King Henry IV won. Now he's no one. This other dude, never even heard of until I started researching this battle. King Henry IV, I've heard about prior to this. The Battle of Agincourt, major battle because it's on the level of Thermopylae in terms of size. You have 25,000 French against 5,700 Englishmen who aren't even, they're starved, disease ridden, not well equipped. French army has all those, yet they're still defeated. They use the bottleneck. That's Thermopylae, essentially. That's how the Greeks did it. Bottlenecked them. Effective way. Conventional warfare, pitched battles. All this tells me is the French may have had all the best gear in the world, but didn't know how to use it. Therefore, useless. Their command structure was shit. I still think it's noble that the guys who make the decision in the country are the ones who are doing the fighting. That sounds noble. I like that. I dig it. Now, the English army, their king is fighting with them in the trenches. He's in the front. He's there with them. You gotta respect that too. Warrior kings tend to be the best kings. They may not be the best business savvy or this and that, but when push comes to shove, they're with their soldiers, with their warriors. Battle of Agincourt. Tell me your thoughts, your concerns. Let me know. Like and subscribe. Check me out on Rumble. Till next time. Oh yeah, we just opened up a new channel on YouTube. Also go check that out. That one's going to be a little bit different topics. This one's strictly for history and battles. And so this channel is strictly for history. The other channel will just be Stormy Kip. And that one's going to be a little bit different view. It's going to be business oriented, Hollywood shit, what's going around, fighting, MMA. It's going to be just normal life shit that I find interesting. Stories, modern day stuff, things that are happening around in the world, what my thoughts are on it. That's what that channel is going to basically be. A deeper detail on understanding of other things. This one's strictly history. Now, like and subscribe. Check me out on YouTube and Rumble. Till next time, guys.